Hi, my name's Sean W. I'm really excited to speak to you guys today. I've been a patient at Dr. Ackerman's office for about 6 months now, and I wanted to discuss some of the changes that I've experienced in my life and some of the changes that I had to prepare myself for in order to accept those. Probably about 7 or 8 months ago, I started to think really seriously about my health and about whether I was happy with the place that I was at in my life at the time and whether I wanted to start to make changes with that health. It was very fortuitous that we ended up meeting. I just happened to walk by an open office and Dr. Ackerman was there, and I walked in, we shook hands, and it just started from there. Very quickly I found that the position that I was at in life and the way that I was ready to accept certain things matched up perfectly with the teaching styles and with the advice that I was about to receive from Dr. Ackerman, and the place that I was in my life was the perfect spot to start with everything. So right off the bat, adjustments were great, drinking water, keeping up with the stretches, all of those normal routine things. I highly suggest to everybody out there that in addition to the regular chiropractic adjustments, that you buy into the concept of adding water into your life, leafy greens, cutting back on the dairy, introducing raw nuts and vegetables into your diet. These are all things that if you knew me in any way, shape, or form 1 year ago, you would be laughing at this video and wouldn't believe that I was into these things now. So those are another huge positive in my life, and it took baby steps, not giant steps, baby steps. One of the first pieces of advice I was given was just start eating salads before meals. It's very simple, very something that didn't require a lot of thought, but for whatever reason hadn't clicked in my own life yet, hadn't been something that I'd worked into my diet, and so it started with leafy greens, increased water, and from there I just really started to feel the changes within my own body, and that's the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about. Was it's not about what the scale says, it's about the way that I feel and the health effects that I feel on a constant basis, and that sometimes I have to even remind myself of some of the negatives that I used to feel. Some examples of how things have changed is that on an average work day I would start to feel sluggish, tired, lose focus probably around 2:30 on a normal business day. Now, when 5 o'clock comes around, I'm ready to continue with my second part of the day, whatever that is, whether it's spending time with my family or if I have some more work to do that night or whatever the case may be. There's an energy level there that I had never experienced before in my life. Of course, with losing weight and with getting in better shape, I've experienced substantially increased confidence at work. But I also do legitimately feel like I have a large amount of clarity that has come. Oftentimes, the food that I would put in my body at lunchtime, I wasn't realizing this because it was just always what I had always done, but it was slowing me down. It was causing me to, my body was having to expel tons of energy on digesting dairy, or whether I had pizza that day or whatever I ate for lunch that was unhealthy. My body had to expel all sorts of energy on just digesting that food, which meant instead of the food that I ate turning into a source of fuel to carry me through the hardest parts of the day, it was another wall that I was fighting up against. And so that change, it was surprising how these baby steps, only a few days into it, just buying into the system, sticking with it for really only about 3 or 4 days before I started to feel real serious positive health effects. And there were much deeper things. I had occasional heartburn that I just thought was a normal part of everyday life, that as it went away I started to realize, I never took inventory of what I was eating. I never looked back, if I woke up one morning and I had heartburn, I never went back the night, looked at what I ate the night before and added up how acidic was the food I was eating, was this food healthy for me, was it easily digestible, was I eating it too late. Another piece of advice that I bought into and that I think we've all heard before, but I just maybe had to hear a different word, that it's a bad idea to eat late. That you're not supposed to eat more than 3 hours before bedtime, and that it's going to cause you to gain weight if you do. For whatever reason, that advice just never really clicked in my head. I knew that it was probably true, but there was never enough of a obvious health reason for me to say, hey, that makes sense, let me start to curb that behavior. And that was a piece of advice I was given, was that it's not just about the fact that you eat that food late and that your body has no chance to burn it off and that you essentially just store it. The part that I had never realized was that when you eat that late, your body spends at least the first half of the night just expelling huge amounts of energy to digest that food. That takes away from all the time that it could be healing you, that you can be actually achieving rest, and that there's all sorts of other health benefits you can see from actually getting the sleep you need. And those are one of the spots that I experienced almost right away. Within the first day of not eating really late, going to bed at my normal time, and waking up surprisingly refreshed, not 100% realizing the first day exactly what was going on, but by the second, third, fourth day in a row of just jumping up out of bed and doing the math and saying, wait a second, not only did I eat healthy yesterday, but I ate healthy at the right time. And I didn't eat perfect, but I ate healthy, I ate much better than I had done in the past, and I stopped myself before it got too late and I ended up doing damage. All that has been many of the contributing factors that have caused me to lose 40 pounds and to manage to maintain that weight loss for over a month now. I'm very excited in the future to hopefully record part 2 of this video, possibly 3 to 6 months in the future. My goals are to, at the very least, maintain the progress that I've made, but hopefully I'll be able to talk to you about some more health gains that I've had in the future. Good luck.